In this frenetic world of ours, it's hard to imagine that just 2,000 years ago, people lived at a drastically different pace. No smartphones, no internet, just the slow, deliberate rhythm of life that revolved around the sun and the seasons. Today, we're going to take a journey back in time and reveal the secrets of how ancient minds found stillness amidst chaos, the secrets that remain shockingly relevant even in our modern times. From the disciplined practices of Stoicism to the simple joys of Epicureanism, from the profound teachings of Buddhism to the harmonious ways of Taoism, we'll explore how each philosophy navigated the complexities of life while staying anchored in the present moment. The first secret we come across belongs to the Stoics. This school of thought, born in ancient Greece and flourishing in ancient Rome, had some unique techniques to deal with a busy life. One of their most potent weapons against anxiety was the art of premeditatio malorum, which literally translates to preparing for bad things. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most famous Stoics, put this principle into practice, forcing himself to mentally rehearse worst-case scenarios. He believed that the greatest obstacle to inner peace wasn't external events, but his own anxious thoughts about those events. By visualizing and mentally preparing for the worst, he could lessen its power over him when it inevitably occurred. But that's not all. This exercise also helped him to focus on what he could control, his thoughts and reactions, and what he couldn't, the external circumstances. It was a powerful mental tool that gave him clarity and peace in turbulent times. Another vital tool in the Stoic arsenal was ataraxia, a state of freedom from disturbance or anxiety. The Stoics believed that true peace came not from the absence of external problems, but from within oneself, from one's ability to remain calm and unmoved by external events. They practiced this state of mind through journaling, reflecting on their emotions and actions, and by focusing on their thoughts and reactions to events rather than the events themselves. This practice is strikingly similar to modern cognitive behavioral therapy, which focuses on how our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are interconnected and how changing our thoughts can change our feelings and actions. But the Stoics weren't the only ones who valued stillness. The Epicureans also held it in high regard, although they arrived there in a slightly different way. For the Epicureans, peace was found in savoring the simple pleasures of life, in sharing a meal with friends, in appreciating nature, in experiencing the beauty of the world around them. Epicurus, the founder of this school of thought, famously said, "Nothing is enough for the man to whom enough is too little." He believed that true happiness and tranquility came not from having everything one could ever want, but from appreciating the abundance that was already present in one's life. The Epicureans also practiced a form of mindful withdrawal. When faced with a problem or a difficult situation, they would step back from it, observe it objectively, and then decide on their response. They realized that sometimes the best course of action was to do nothing, to allow things to unfold naturally without trying to force an outcome. This practice is now widely recognized as a key element of emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and manage one's emotions and reactions in a healthy way. But perhaps the most famous proponent of stillness was the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, who lived in ancient India and is revered as the founder of Buddhism. The Buddha's teachings were centered around the idea that life is full of suffering, and that this suffering is caused by our own desire and attachment. He believed that the way to end suffering was to end desire, and that this could be achieved through meditation and a deep understanding of the nature of reality. A key part of Buddhist meditation is the practice of vipassana, which involves developing an insight into the impermanence of all things. This practice helps the meditator to see that everything is constantly changing and that nothing is permanent. This insight brings a sense of calm and acceptance in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. The Buddha also taught other practices that involved focusing the mind on a single point, such as focusing on the breath. This practice, known as anapanasati in Pali, is now widely recognized for its ability to reduce stress and anxiety and increase feelings of well-being and balance. Modern science has also caught up to what the Buddha taught centuries ago. Studies have shown that focusing on the breath can help to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calming the body down. Then we come to the Taoists, another group that highly valued stillness. Taoism, which originated in ancient China, is deeply rooted in the idea of living in harmony with the Tao, often referred to as the way or the path. The Taoists believed that the universe operated according to a natural order, and that by following this order, humans could achieve a state of balance and tranquility. One of the key concepts in Taoism is Wu Wei, which is often translated as effortless action. However, this doesn't mean lazy or without care. Rather, it means acting in a way that is in harmony with the natural order of the universe. Taoists believed that by letting go of the need to control outcomes and by aligning oneself with the Tao, one could find a deep sense of inner peace and contentment. Lao Tzu, the central figure of Taoism, often used natural phenomena to illustrate this concept. He was fond of observing rivers and clouds, noting how they effortlessly flowed and changed shape. These natural elements didn't resist the Tao. Instead, they moved with it, adapting and changing without causing harm. This attitude of yielding and adapting was something that the Taoists aimed to emulate in their own lives. By cultivating stillness, the Taoists were able to better understand the rhythms of the universe and their place within it, allowing them to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. And let's not forget the Greeks, particularly the ancient Athenians, who were renowned for their love of philosophy and their pursuit of wisdom and self-knowledge. The Greek philosopher Socrates, often considered the father of Western philosophy, valued stillness as a tool for self-discovery. His method of questioning, known as dialectic, involved a back-and-forth discussion that allowed him to probe deeper and deeper into a subject, much like a river carving out a canyon over time. Socrates believed that true wisdom began with recognizing one's own ignorance, and that through calm, deliberate dialogue, one could move closer to understanding oneself and the world around them. He saw stillness not as a passive state of being, but as an active process of becoming. Pythagoras, another influential Greek thinker, was a mathematician, philosopher, and musician who was born on the Greek island of Samos around 570 BC. Pythagoras was a strong believer in the power of music and numbers to heal and harmonize the mind. He founded a school of philosophy and mathematics known as the Pythagorean Brotherhood, which emphasized the importance of living a life of virtue and balance. Pythagoras believed that the key to a harmonious life lay in the cultivation of both the body and the mind, and he developed a daily routine that included periods of silence and music as a means of achieving this balance. He was particularly fond of playing the lyre, a small harp-like instrument, and believed that its soothing sounds could calm the mind and bring it into harmony. The Pythagoreans believed that these practices could help individuals to achieve a state of mental tranquility and clarity, which was essential for living a virtuous life. While Pythagoras's methods may seem unusual by today's standards, they share similarities with modern mindfulness rituals, such as the use of music and sound to promote relaxation and focus. Now that we've explored the rich tapestry of ancient wisdom, let's bring it closer to home. How can we apply these timeless secrets to our lives today? You don't have to look far. Simple practices like journaling, breathwork, and mindful walks are just a few tools that echo the techniques employed by ancient cultures. Journaling, a practice that finds its roots in the meditative techniques of ancient Greece, allows us to pour our thoughts and feelings onto paper, much like the Stoics and Buddhists did in their own spiritual exercises. This simple act helps to untangle our emotions, bringing clarity and balance to our lives. Breathwork, a term that has moved from ancient spiritual traditions to modern wellness retreats, serves as a powerful reminder of the Stoics' emphasis on controlling their responses. By focusing on our breath, we can calm our nerves and center ourselves, transforming a chaotic situation into one of inner peace. And finally, mindful walks, a practice that merges the Stoics' focus on the present moment with the Taoists' reverence for nature, ground us in the beauty of the present. As we take each step, we're encouraged to fully engage with our surroundings, embracing the peace that nature offers. Here's a simple practice you can start today. Light a candle, sit in silence, and observe the flame. In the flickering light, close your eyes and focus on your breath. Imagine your worries and distractions floating away like clouds. This is the ancient practice of mushin, a Japanese term that roughly translates to a mind like still water. It's a state of deep concentration and tranquility that can be achieved through meditation and mindfulness practices. The idea is to quiet the mind and let go of distractions so that you can be fully present in the moment. Just as a calm body of water reflects the sky and the surroundings with clarity, a still mind is able to observe thoughts and emotions without judgment or attachment. These ancient practices, far from being relics of the past, offer us a roadmap to navigate the complexities of modern life. They whisper to us that peace is not a distant shore to be reached, but a harbor to be entered every day anew. They remind us that in a world that often feels too loud and too fast, the most revolutionary act is often the gentlest, the conscious choice for stillness. We've journeyed through time and uncovered the secrets of stillness from various ancient cultures. Now, we invite you to keep this journey alive. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe and become part of our community. Together, let's continue to explore the timeless wisdom that guides us towards inner peace and enlightenment.